In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 dinos that are the most rarest in the whole of ARK Ascended. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Starting at number 5, we got two combination of two creatures, which is a Giga and a Koch. Both of these creatures are pretty rare. In some maps, they don't even spawn completely, so none of them spawn in some maps like Aberration, for example, and even Scorched. They don't spawn in Scorched. Currently, they only spawn in Island right now because the only 3 maps have been released, and even in the Island, there are some spawn locations where there might not be any spawned in actual creatures. So if you're on an island and you search up the spawn locations of a Giga and a Koch and you go to those locations, there's a high chance that you might not even find one, which is kind of insane. These guys are really OP, so I understand why they've done this. However, a Koch is just a tiny bit more rarer than a Giga, because in the spots that the Giga spawn in, the Koch spawns in too, but Giga has a slightly higher chance in the code. You're more likely to find a Giga than a Koch. To be fair, that's understandable, especially how easy to tame a Koch. You can just anyone could really tame it, to be fair. Completely understandable why that is the case. However, this is the 5th on the list. Just wait and watch until what is gonna be number 1 on the list. It's actually crazy what is number 1. Moving on, number 4. We're gonna this creature is actually not tameable, and it's just an alpha variant of another creature, which we're gonna go into Alpha 2 Soul. So it's the creature with the tentacles that spawn in the underwater. Alpha 2 Soul is extremely hard to find, which is why it's number 4 on the list. You're most likely to find Alpha Megalodon, even an Alpha Monster, to be fair, but you're rarely gonna find the Alpha 2 Soul. Now, me personally, I've got a lots of hours in the game, and I can tell you for a fact, I think I found maybe 1 or 2 Alpha 2 Souls in my whole time, even on Evolved, and this is the same like taming rates. I mean, the spawning rates are carrying on to Ascended, so it makes sense why this is still rare. However, you do get a ton of goodies from this. If you do kill it, you get black pearls, loads of the prime fish meat. You do get the 2 soul eye that you need for one of the tribute for one of the bosses. I think it might be the tech cave actually on the island that you need that for. Maybe, don't quote me on that though. And number 3, coming at number 3, this creature only spawns on one map, which is Scorched Earth, and it's the Phoenix. So the only way you can actually see a Phoenix is when it is super heat. You just get lucky pretty much. It just spawns out of nowhere. You just have to be lucky with it, and once it does spawn, you either have to be on a fire wyvern or have a flamethrower. So practically what you want to do is you want to see the things, you want to be in front of it, and you want to just use your flamethrower, basically dash it with flames. You gotta make it more hotter, and once you make it more hotter, the taming rate just goes higher and higher, and once you get to 100%, you of course tamed it. The thing about these guys, why it is number 3 on the list, is because firstly, it only spawns like on one map. Secondly, it only spawns sometimes, and it doesn't spawn in every superheat either, so you have to be very lucky with it, and it can spawn anywhere on the map as well. For it to spawn at the exact location where you are at the exact time is extremely low odds, which is why it is 3rd on the list, but the other 2 are even lower odds to finding them. So with that being said, let's move on to the second one, which is the unicorn. Guys, in my personal experience, I've seen these guys once. A unicorn is basically an Equus but with a horn on his head pretty much. It has the exact same abilities, exact same skills, exact same stats and everything. It's got a horn and it's called a unicorn. The chances of finding these guys are so low that it's crazy. Like, I've got probably a year on the game maybe, and I found this creature once. Just once, guys. So 365 days on the game, and I found this creature once, and I haven't found it Ascended yet, which is the crazy part. So I've got really nothing much to say about this creature apart from that it is very rare. So with that being said, let's just move on to number 1. Number 1 is Leopardon, which is smaller version of a monster, I would say, and it did just look menacing. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put a photo on the screen for you guys right now. The thing with these guys, they actually have a unique ability. So firstly, they come out around at random times as usual. They got really low odds, and once you do see one, they'll just swirl around you. They won't really attack you unless you attack them, but they'll just carry on chasing you pretty much around the ocean. Once you tame it, which is, I think it's just a knockout tame, I might be wrong, but I think it is a knockout tame. You tame it for a knockout tame, and once you've tamed it with kibble, I believe, you tame the creature, right? You only have 30 minutes with the creature, so after 30 minutes it will completely disappear. So what you gotta do is you gotta act fast. The thing with this creature is once you have it, it gives do a loot bonus, so you can go around doing caves, getting loot crates, and you get insane amount of loot, which is really nice. And in Ascended, I caught this creature once, which is actually more than I can say for some of the creatures on this list. But yeah, this creature is only there for 30 minutes, which is why it's first on my list. And if you disagree with this, let me know down in the comments below. Of course, if you have enjoyed, make sure to watch this video on the screen.